Alright YouTube, so we are back of course to talk about some Final Fantasy VII Remake, and today we actually have a follow-up video to a video that we did like almost 3 months ago, like 2.5 months or something at this point, where we had seen that Final Fantasy VII Remake and the Alan Wake Remaster were appearing on like the Epic Game stores like back in data. You could go to like a particular website, you could see Final Fantasy VII Remake, Alan Wake Remaster. They've changed that since, like as I even made that original video 2.5 months ago, like I was a little bit late to the story, a couple hours after it all come out or whatever. And they'd already at that point already changed it. So fast forward to today, or at least the past couple of days, and Wario64 yet again noticed something, and it was that the Alan Wake for like PS5, PS4, and Xbox was posted up on like a Taiwanese website. And also that it's set to release within October, and you can already like buy the game, pre-order the game, whatever. Now this isn't the biggest deal. Like we get these all the time. Like there's all kinds of different games that pop up on websites, and it usually doesn't end up being true. Like for one, we've seen for years now, like the Xbox version of Final Fantasy VII Remake, even before the game ever came out, you could see it on random other websites, and as we all know, as of right now, the game's not even on PC or Xbox. But of course, sometimes this shit is legit. Going back to Wario64, some years back, he had the big infamous like Walmart Canada leak. He found a bunch of games on the Walmart website or whatever, and some of those games were legit. And like there's one or two games that were like revealed afterwards, like pretty soon after the leak happened, within the first like couple of days or something like that. And I know one of them for sure was Rage 2 with Bethesda, because I was following Bethesda at the time with my channel. Like it was just a little bit after that Walmart Canada leak, and they're just like, you know what, fuck it, we'll just reveal Rage 2. Anyways, the point of this is to give you guys a bit of context that a lot of times with stuff like this, it doesn't really matter. Random website selling a game, who cares? But sometimes it is legit. Now, how this all wraps back around, why anything Alan Wake related would even matter to us here on the channel at Final Fantasy VII Remake, is if we're going forward with the idea that this listing on this Taiwanese website is legit, there really is a PS5 version and remaster of Alan Wake out there, that would then also confirm that there is a PC version of Final Fantasy VII Remake sometime down the road, which isn't really a surprise. We don't even really need confirmation of that. We know it's happening at some point. But going back to the video we made 2.5 months ago, here we are 2.5 months later, and they've not even confirmed or revealed an Alan Wake Remaster. That's just not happened yet. So as of right now, technically the Alan Wake Remaster does not exist, but if at any point we get confirmation that it is real, whether that's through Remedy Entertainment or whoever, or however, that would then corroborate the data from the Epic Store's leak a couple months back, which again would mean there's a PC version of Final Fantasy VII Remake. Something I thought was weird that I'd seen today is somebody had shared one of the articles out there talking about this and on the Remake subreddit, and was just getting like blasted. I had to throw my guy like an upvote just so the shit wasn't zero. See the downvotes on this comment? Anyways, my dude replied to somebody and was saying, read the article, it's a follow-up to the original leak, talking about the one from a couple months back. FF7 Remake PC got leaked alongside Alan Wake. Alan Wake is now confirmed to be legit, so it adds credibility to the original leak. This was not supposed to be a repost, it is a different report. To which this dude like quotes like one little part of this thing and just says it really doesn't. Alan Wake isn't by Square Enix, it doesn't matter. Which I thought was really weird, because the dude's not trying to claim that Alan Wake and Square Enix have any sort of direct connection. They were just a part of the same leak. And if one part of that leak ends up being true, the Alan Wake Remaster, it adds credibility to the other part of the leak. If anything, he could have quoted the part of my guy's comment that says like it's now confirmed to be legit, because it's not. It's just a random website selling the game. We see these all the time, and a lot of times, as we talked about earlier in the video, it ends up not being true. The reason why, at least these days now, people are looking forward to a PC version of the game, whether that's on Steam, Epic, both, whatever. I know a lot of people don't like the Epic Game Store, but that's a different topic for a different video. While we're looking forward to a PC version now is to be able to play the goddamn DLC for Remake, because I personally still don't have a PS5, and I really don't have any interest at this point in getting it. We kind of know everything that happened within the Yuffie DLC. I really don't need to get a PS5 now. I really kind of just want to wait, if I even get one at all, for part 2, obviously, because whenever that comes out within the next couple of years or so, it's from what we've seen from all the devs and stuff like that, it's going to be a PS5 exclusive. That's when I'm going to need a PS5. I wanted one to play the DLC for Remake, but I didn't really want a new console, if I'm honest. I usually don't get new consoles within the first couple of years or so, because a lot of the games will come out on current gen, last gen, stuff like that. So I already have the hardware to play these games. Why do I need a new console? That's just my mindset, personally. And I already have a good PC that I could play games on. I just don't really game on PC, but I would definitely like download and play Remake for PC if I could play the DLC. Like, absolutely, 100%. Now, as it stands right now, when it comes to the exclusivity of Final Fantasy VII Remake, whenever Integrated came out in June, they extended it for at least 6 months, which goes all the way to December, but who knows how far it may go beyond that. So, even if there is a PC version of this game, we probably won't be seeing it till next year minimum. Which to me is just personally annoying. I'm not a big fan of exclusives at all, but the fact that the game already had a year of exclusivity, that wrapped around, that finished up, and then they're like, we're just going to extend it some more, because at this point the game's like, what, a year and a half old or whatever, pretty close to it. And hell, by the time this exclusivity potentially ends in December, the game will be like 4 months away from being 2 years old. Like, do we really need it to be exclusive for that long? Like, what are we doing? We should already be on Xbox and PC. Like, come on. And I'm also kind of curious, and we're just kind of getting off topic here at this point, if, like, when it comes to Part 2 and beyond, like, with all what the games are going to be in DLC and stuff potentially for Remake, if it's going to continue being exclusive, like, is Part 2 going to be PS5 exclusive for a year plus or something again? Are we going to have to do all this again? Like, I'm pretty sure that is what's going to happen. It seems pretty obvious, I think, but it's just something I was thinking about. Anyways, dudes, that is pretty much the video. So when it comes to, for one, the exclusivity for Remake, do you think it's going to continue past December of this year, December 2021? Do you think it's going to end? And also, when it comes to this, this random Taiwanese website, do you think that Alan Wake Remastered is legit? I don't know. Other than dudes, that is the video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you guys only want to update more Final Fantasy VII Remake content. Turn on my notifications. Follow me on Twitter, dashingdavidYT. I'm a Discord. Links to social networks are in the description and in the outro. Later, guys.
Used to care what people thought, but now I care more, and nobody out here's got it figured out. So therefore, I've lost all hope of a happy ending, depending on whether or not it's worth it. So insecure, no one's perfect. We spend it with no shame. We blow that like Coltrane. We in here like Rogaine, or leave it like Cobain.